What's really odd is that we have to keep educating conservatives about the Constitution when they claim to know and love the Constitution. I'll bet you didn't know that the lieutenant governor for the great state of Indiana has no fucking clue how due process is laid out in the Constitution. First, what the Constitution says about due process. This is Section 1 of the 14th Amendment. It clearly states, all persons born or naturalized in the United States and subject to the jurisdiction thereof are citizens of the United States and of the state where they reside. Pause right there. Clearly, the Founding Fathers knew what the word citizens was and used it in this section. They clearly called out who is a citizen. They go on to say, no state shall make or enforce any law which shall abridge the privileges or immunities of citizens of the United States. Wow, they used it a second time. Clearly, they know the word citizen exists. But they go on to say, nor shall any state deprive any person of life, liberty, or property without due process of law, nor deny any person within its jurisdiction the equal protection of the laws. So in this section, they use the term citizen, the word citizens, twice. They know what citizens are, but then they specifically changed to person when talking about who shall and shall not be deprived of things like life, liberty, or property without due process. So the Constitution clearly does not state that you have to be a citizen in order to get due process. All you have to be is a person in the United States. Now here is ultra right-wing conservative Supreme Court Justice Antonin Scalia telling you the same thing.
To whom does the First Amendment apply? Do undocumented immigrants have the 5 freedoms?
Oh, I think so. I think anybody who's present in the United States has protections under the United States Constitution.
Anybody who's present in the United States has protections under the United States Constitution. Now, here is the lieutenant governor of the state of Indiana telling you he doesn't understand that.
Why are they taking them from
If you'd like to ask a question, you can get in line, and then I can answer your question.
But are you going to make sure all the people coming to Camp Atterbury have had due process?
So due process is in this situation is: are you here legally?
That isn't due
That is
process.
yes, it is.
Due
So
process
if
is
we-
getting arrested and charged with a crime
If you-
and seeing a judge, and these people are not seeing a judge. That's not true.
They don't have a right to see a judge. Then we give them due process. That's to see a judge.
No, we put them in concentration camps.
Invaded our country.
We put them in concentration camps. Have you heard?
This is crazy. Hey, how many illegals have you brought into your house?
What the fuck?
How many? How many of you? How much money have you given to? What have you done?
So let me explain something right
Yeah.
now.
What have you done to serve them? Is my
What have I
question.
done? Well, listen, I've worked with many of them.
If you can't be quiet, you're welcome to leave. You're welcome to leave.
So that's the lieutenant governor of Indiana telling you he doesn't understand the Constitution. He doesn't understand that any person present in the United States of America has protections under the U.S. Constitution, especially under the due process clause. He's also using Japanese internment camps as an example. Did we give Japanese due process? No. And we were wrong for doing so, you dumb fuck. And then goes on to say, how many undocumented immigrants have you brought into your home? Why? They don't need me to bring them into their home. They just need you to get the fuck out of the way so they can go to work. You act like every undocumented immigrant needs a sponsor, needs someone to take care of them. They don't. They're here to work. They're here to do the jobs that people in your state don't want to fucking do. By the way, you're anti-abortion. You're pro-life. How many unwanted babies have you taken into your home, asshole?